Hello everybody, this is Clint Locklear from the Farmer's Grove, and this monstrosity you're looking at, I'm going to try to block the wind as much as I can. But I did a podcast on the Regenerative Permaculture Farm and Garden podcast, the part one explaining all the really detailed part of this, and it's a simple thing. It's a ditch that goes down about 2 shovels full. It's about 2.5 feet wide. I've got this thing about 40 foot long, and I built this just out of a pure experimental wanting to see what happens. And it's based off the same principles as a banana circle, which you can go look at that up in your designer's manual, which is basically a big pit that you put a bunch of organic matter. Well, it's very fertile, and it also holds moisture very well. Kind of think of like a hugelkultur bed, but without putting dirt on top of it type deal. And you'll notice the way that when I dug this, I've put all the dirt on both sides. I'm going to kind of level those off a little bit and mulch them, and that's going to be the kind of the growing material, and I can also grow in the bed itself. But I wanted to show this at this stage before we get to putting all the organic material in here, because I'm going to be putting logs and hay and grass clippings and leaves and leaf mold and some duck water and duck poop and some chicken poop, and I'm going to make this like a linear long banana circle. And the reason is because the banana tree, the reason the banana circle works so well is a banana tree is a fertility and moisture hog, and there's a lot of stuff that we grow annually or even perennially that are also nutrients and moisture hogs. And if we wanted to do this on scale, if this does what I'm pretty sure it's going to do, but we're going to go through this experiment together over the next year, you could literally go out in a big field like that down there with a mini excavator in a day or two and put in more beds than you'd ever want to plant. And then the big problem is just putting the organic material in here. And organic material, especially today where people don't value what it is, it's really easy to get. Now, the reason I want to do this is I'm always trying to find ways to keep fertility up, get fertility in my soil, and not have to water. So if this will act just like my banana circles do on my banana trees, I know that I'm going to have some of the happiest tomatoes and pumpkins and squash and everything that uses a lot of moisture and likes a lot of nutrition. And then it'll be very easy to keep moist, and the roots will have the option to go down in the soil a little way, and they will find their way to this pit just the way a banana tree does. And it's just something I've been thinking about really for about the last 2 years. So I went ahead and did it. I did this with a shovel in about an hour and a half. I'm a fat white guy that's almost 50 years old. So yeah, there's some energy in that, but it wasn't that bad. Now with an excavator, you could do this in about 10 minutes. So you wouldn't need a big excavator either to pull this off. But I just wanted to show this at the first stage before we start throwing in logs and hay and leaves and everything like that. And then we're gonna look at this repeatedly over the summer and see if it'll act kind of like a hugelkultur bed, but without having to deal with the dirt, and just easier to keep adding material with the advantages of the banana circle. So we'll see. Not much else I can do right now anyway, since it is January and cold.